The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. I'm joined by Paddy, Pete, Breakeven Steven. You're on, lads.
Hello.
Yay! All right, it's the weekend.
Midnight on a Thursday.
It's not midnight. Well, listen, I've had a very stressful day, all right? Do you know what? We're not recording this on a Friday or the weekend because I'm camping right now, right? I hate camping. I don't see the point of camping. What is the point of it? I've been fighting all day trying to get the entire house into my car, right? The kids are in there somewhere. I don't know where they were. They were in there with other stuff, everything. And that's the thing with camping. You try and make it as comfortable as possible by packing as much stuff. Do you know what? I opened the car at the campsite, right? I know those toy things, a little canister with worms that jump out, you know? That explode out of the can. That was at the car. I opened the door. Everything exploded out, including the kids. Literally, I stuffed them in. It was airtight in there. I couldn't believe how much I got in the car. I took pictures of it to make sure I could remind myself how I packed it. It's unbelievable.
And you go camping like 20 minutes down the road, don't you?
Yes, because I can drive home. And Thursday night, I went down there, set 2 tents up, set the awning up, set everything up, got the barbecue going, all that stuff. I left the wife there, her mother, the kids, the cousins, all that stuff, and I just drove back and said, thank God I got a proper bed tonight. And do you know what? I did liken this. I've mentioned this before, but I liken it to averaging down in a stock that's going bust, right? That's what camping is, because kids love it because they're wild animals. They're feral kids. You know, they don't care. They won't wash for weeks if you don't tell them. You know, honestly, they love it. They're playing with people just met somewhere on the tree swing and all that stuff. Whereas it's so uncomfortable for adults. You know, you have to get. I'm drunk for a couple of weeks actually, but I may start again now because I need to drink to put up with camping. Because why do you want to traipse off to a toilets you share with other people? You know. I'm living like a refugee down there. Refugees want to get into this country to get a house. We are paying to live like a refugee. Doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
So when are we doing the weekend podcast camping trip?
Sorry, I've been really stressed today. Anyway, what I'm saying is you buy more kit to make it more comfortable, you know? But you'll never get...
a man of your age as well. Like, they should really be thinking about you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
Is there not like a campsite where the family can camp and the elderly can sleep
I'm making a motorhome. I'm going to get a motorhome. The kid, everyone else will go in the tent. I'll just have it myself. But literally... I wouldn't believe it. But what it is, you buy more and more equipment to try and make it more comfortable, you know? And you think, what's the point? It's like averaging down and the company's going bust. You keep buying more. You keep investing. And you can't not go camping and do all this kit. You know, I got so much kit. It's unbelievable now. I don't even like camping. I thought, I'll get that. And I saw this big gadget worth 500 quid. I was going to buy that recently. It was like one of these big batteries that charges everything, and you can plug everything into it, you know.
You live 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
In fact, no.
Extension lead.
No. Run it down the M27. It's infuriating. I generally hate it, but the kids love it. We do everything. Those sodding kids. Don't have kids. Don't go camping. Right? Simple. That's a couple of tips for you.
I have to say, we seem to do this episode every summer when you go camping.
Yeah, I know.
This is the camping episode of the Weekend Podcast.
I know, so sorry the podcast is late, but you wouldn't believe how stressed I got. Honestly, my head was going to explode trying to stuff everything into the car.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Right. I was literally punching duvet. My next door neighbour, this old lady, Daphne, just stares at me at the window. That's her life. She just stares at the window. And she was there smiling. She even came out and said, "You need a bigger car." I felt like saying, "Shut up, will you fool!" I said, "Yes."
Judgment.
I know. And I said, "No, we need less stuff, Daphne." Yeah. Are you going anywhere nice? I said, "No, camping. I hate it." And she said, "Oh, do you? But the children love it." "Yeah, the kids love it." Yeah. "How do you take the dog?" "Yes." What's
everyone had for their dinner?
I just cooked. The trouble is, another thing, I tried to eat no meat, right? And in fact, Steve tweeted WhatsApp. What did you have, Steve, now recently?
I had a plant-based double Whopper from Burger King.
Yeah, and you said it was tasty, didn't you?
It was actually nicer than the original, the meat Whopper, yeah. Very tasty.
I was saying a while back, investing-wise, I wanted to get into something like that. I wanted to invest in something like corn, a couple of years back. I think it's going to be huge. I think you're insane. There's nothing, there's no-brainer investing. But, I mean, it's less salt, less fat. You don't kill cows. You don't use much water. Doesn't destroy it. What was those stats you had, Pat? You tweeted it. Phenomenal amount of difference to the environment. And you're not cutting the throats of cows. So I think why wouldn't if it more tasty meat than actual meat? It was comparable price level, better for your health, better for the environment. Why wouldn't you go that route? To me, I think in a few years' time there'll be no farm meat. I say a few years. I'll probably be dead by then. But no, what I'm saying is, I had to do 2 barbecues, got up for everyone, their kids and the thing. And Megan said, "Well, do you mind if we just have meat?" She always does that to me all the time. Because too much hassle buying vegan stuff and all that, or in meat replacement. So I go, oh, go on then. And it's all right now and again, but you after a while, not tasting meat, you do have this greasy taster on your mouth after meat.
It's delicious.
It's not delicious at all. It's like the thought of a fried breakfast. It's always better than the actual thing, isn't it?
That is one thing I noticed with the Burger King. I think when you have a Burger King, you can literally taste it for hours and hours after in your mouth, whereas... Yeah.
Are you still chewing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the plant-based one, after I'd eaten it, that was it. It was like, there was no kind of greasy, as you said, like aftertaste to it.
Okay. Markets this week, Steve. Let's just check with Steve's portfolio because it's been very volatile as in the number of stocks. Are you still at 7, Steve?
Yeah, still at 7. Haven't. Obviously, I got to Europa Metals, which I want to get out of, but they just physically won't let me sell them at the moment. So. Yeah, which is interesting. Well, it's not interesting. It's pretty standard for them. So
yeah, Paddy and Pete in the WhatsApp group seem to find it amusing to mention every tick of any share price that goes up and down. See, it's gone up again. Plane's gone up. Plane's gone down. Oh, it's back up again. Oh, it's back down now. It's back there every 5 minutes. I look at it. It's annoying if you're at watch as well. I watch because that vibrates. Your phone sort of vibrates. You look at it. You think there's something important going on.
I must admit, I've stopped kind of looking at the group this week because of that.
I know. Yeah, you can laugh. Look at them laughing at little kids. It's like, and even Paddy posted in Discord group saying Palladium's gone up as expected, and someone said, "Did it?" No, it's like an inside joke. That's not that funny. And you posted it. We wouldn't understand his inside joke. It's not funny, really. But then Pete said, "Is it a good idea not to focus on the share price, maybe the business rather than the share price?" Yeah, it is. I'm trying to.
We've only got about 4 years of the 5-year plan left, so we'll just do it every hour for the next 4 years.
Yeah. The thing is, it is hard doing nothing, isn't it? Do you know what I'm doing at the moment? The way to do this is I'm into crypto at the moment. Not a lot. I literally, like I said, spare change from my bank account. Why keep it in the bank?
50 grand.
No, it's nowhere near that. It's 1/4% of my entire sort of portfolio value.
Oh, 40 grand.
Yeah, so I've got it in my Coinbase account. This week they had a rally, right? And literally I saw I was at 80% on the money I put in there. And I said, compare that to like a bank account where you get, you won't even get 1%, will you, on a bank account? So I think, might as well keep it there, don't I, and mess around with it. And
it'll pull back.
No, but you know what?
A lot of people have lost a lot of money on that this year, haven't they? A lot of people
yes, but that's why, though. Yeah, that's why,
benefiting from that.
Yes. But no, I think we're in a bit of an upcycle now on the old... Bitcoin's back above 40,000, 46,000, 45,000. And we are seeing the charts. I keep on those charts all the time, see, and I thought, right, now is the time to start scaling in. And it's done very well. But I think I'll do better over the long term with that in a bank account. Because, money anyway is deflationary. Inflationary, the power, the spending power decreases, doesn't it, over time? So why not put it in some crypto assets? That's in inverted commas. I don't know if they are assets, but we'll just do that and have a bit of fun with it. A bit of fun, and that's why I'm not messing around. I'm done a trade for over a month in my proper investments. I haven't topped up or anything. I think it was I topped up about a month ago in Trufin, I think it was. But that's how I'm able to not do that, because I can mess around with crypto a little bit, got a bit of fun on the side.
What are you doing with your day?
What do you mean? I read, I interview people, I always look at I look at share prices too much. How much do you look at share prices of the stocks?
Yeah, not very much recently.
What are you talking about? According to that WhatsApp chat, you were looking at every 5 seconds.
Yeah, the last couple of days have been an exception, but before that, I lost my login to the Vox thing because I hadn't actually been looking at it, and when I went back to it, nothing really had changed. Escape Hunt was down massively, but everything else was pretty much where I'd left it.
Do you know what's a good thing? It's a good thing. Logging out and forgetting your password. I was at this campsite. Like I said, they had very little. I couldn't. You text something, Paddy. It was obviously your in-joke on Discord. And I couldn't see what it was. You screenshot it. I couldn't even download the image on WhatsApp. That's how bad the reception is there. And I suppose if you live in a place like that, you can't check your prices. And part of me thinks, I wouldn't mind. I can't help it. Also, I'm just going to check it. But I would like to be able not to check, for a long time, and just. So I like it to. They are the bit. I've confidence in these 5 companies I own: Biome, Escape, and Gfinity, Truthfin, and Plarian. I've complete confidence they'll be a lot higher in a year's time. And I shouldn't sweat over the day-to-day movements of it at all, because the businesses will be improving. And I think it's like that, isn't it? You imagine a business on the high street, and say you're an investor in it, something. Would you go in every 5 minutes and check what's in the till? You wouldn't do that, would you? I mean, what's the analogy for... I'm trying to find a similar... It's quite a good analogy, that one, isn't it? But what is the analogy for having a business not listed... that kind of obsessive checking of something,
Well, you probably would. It'll be a digital till, and you'd probably just check on the computer, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually, my friends who run bars do that. Actually, they check it regularly.
Having worked in shops, there are teams of people who watch literally day to day, hour by hour. It's their job.
Yeah.
Bangers that theory.
Okay, well, we'll come up with an analogy then, boys. Come on.
Well, I don't know about that. All I was going to say about keeping tabs, I do keep an eye on RNSs. So I'm always interested in the morning to see if there's any RNSs of any companies that I own, because that's. I know you could say ignore that, and because you're looking at a much bigger, longer term, but at the same time, having a heads up on okay, that might affect the share price is kind of useful, because you might change your decision, because the story might change based on that RNS.
Yeah.
So looking down, all of the stocks that we all mutually hold. So there are 5, aren't there? So Polarian, Gfinity, BOME, BOME. So of those 5, where am I going to get some excitement fastest, do you reckon? Over the course of the next couple of months, is there anything in the pipeline that would move those share prices dramatically that we can get excited about or look forward to?
You want excitement? Go to crypto.
Yes, please.
Go to crypto. Then it's I suppose if you want excitement, then you need to sort of trade a bit, Or I genuinely find what's happening with the companies I own quite exciting. For example, Polarian. Right, we did a webinar this week, and we're talking about the next sort of big risk, but the big milestone is the FDA approval. Hey, we've got the document here, Richie, and we've been checking it out. Yeah, looking good for 5th of October. And that's the FDA.
Right.
Oh, that's the FBI, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, we are the FBI.
I am an FDA agent.
Yeah, I am an FDA agent. But what's very interesting about this, right, Polarian, and someone... And Alan came on the webinar, and he said he's going to de-risk before the FDA. I said, I'm not de-risking it. It's a cracking business. But Alan also held Helium-1, which is, and that on Wednesday, it dropped by 50%. It's a resource pop and drop stock. Okay? Now, they've been doing very well. They were drilling for helium. Helium's, it's a huge demand. And the CEO came on the podcast a while back, and I liked it. I knew straight away. He told a very good story, and helium is huge demand for it. It's undersupply. They're desperate for helium, for party balloons and stuff like that. I think that's the main market, and people are doing high pitched voices and all that stuff.
That's it.
And what else is helium used? It's using medical stuff, isn't it? I don't know what for.
Nuclear power.
Is it?
It's really important, yeah. All these idiots putting it in balloons, because once it goes into the atmosphere, that's it, it's gone. You can never get it back. So every time you see someone, excuse me, who has filled a balloon with it, that's it, that's wasted it.
All those clowns filling with balloons.
Cancer therapy,
Yeah.
Use it for nuclear power, use it in lots of science and stuff. It's very important gas.
Yeah. Well, no, the guy, the CEO, came on to look excellent, pitched it very well, and I thought I could jump into this stock after this interview, and I think it would do very well over the next few months towards the drill, towards the drilling of it, because they're a huge resource there, potential resource. But on Wednesday, I didn't read through, and like I said last week, sometimes you could read an RNS where a drill hasn't gone to plan. And you wouldn't know the drill hasn't got a plan, The RNS doesn't. The top line isn't, we didn't strike any helium. It didn't say that, it's a duster. It doesn't say that at all, So you really have to go. And then the next thing you know, if you open up then 40% down, you think, okay, that didn't go to plan, that drill. So what I'm going back to is Alan there. Yeah, so I got to laugh. Sorry, I went back there. You said that those clowns who, fill balloons, generally they are clowns. that reminds me of, in fact, Trading Places. Do you remember Trading Places?
Yeah.
With, what's his name? Dan Aykroyd, was it? I think it was. No, who was the guy? James Belushi. John Belushi. James died, didn't he? John Belushi. And he was on a train on New Year's Eve. It was a fancy dress party. And he said he was talking to this guy dressed as a clown. He said, and he was dressed as a gorilla, wasn't he? And, all he said was him say this clown, a monkey. I'm a gorilla, you friggin' idiot! And you friggin' clown. That's what
that's the joke. Yeah.
I'm a gorilla, you friggin' clown. And he didn't say friggin', but no. But anyway, so
I don't remember that.
No,
I'm too young. I must have missed this generational thing. Clearly,
well, no. Watch Trading Places, because it's about stocks and shares. It's about shorting and it's about the orange juice market and all that. And these two multi-millionaires,
pork belly.
Pork bellies. The two multi-millionaires said they could take anyone from the street and make them a successful trader, and they could swap a successful trader and put him on the street. So they created a fraud for this guy, Dan Aykroyd, put him on the street, and Eddie Murphy was begging on the street, and they made him a successful trader. And they bet each other. Yeah, and they bet each other $1, but they're worth billions of these two guys. But but in the end,
I can't believe you've not seen it, Pad.
No, it's a classic. It is a classic.
I'm a bit younger than you lot, though, so probably just.
Anyway, two things here, right? So so let's get it complicated here. So Alan,
yes.
Yeah, I'll go back to Alan there. So he just obviously taken a bit of a hit on helium-1, right?
Right.
And he did say there's helium down there. That's the case with a lot of resource companies, especially oil and gas. Oil and gas is very hard, And unlike mineral resources, there's always a bit of mineral in the dirt there somewhere. There's always kind of a good grade there somewhere. But with oil and gas, if you miss, you miss. And they often say, I remember oil and gas a while back, a couple of oil companies have had dusters in the last couple of years, and they always say there's hydrocarbons there. They are there. We just didn't find them. So you think, but they leave you with a kind of hope, even though the share price is down 50%. Oh, it's down there, yeah. It's down
probably
there.
Quite hard to catch helium as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think they were using a butterfly net though.
And everyone's really high pitched on the factory.
Yeah. No, I know there's some here though. Why?
You should have done the interview with the geezer.
Yeah. You mentioned that. I know.
It's a way of revealing whether they've hit helium or not. Whether he comes onto the podcast
No.
a normal voice, or he's
you imagine them all standing there drilling. They all standing there. He said, I don't understand it. We're drilling in the right area. But definitely, it's affecting my voice. But we can't seem to get the vein of helium. And yeah, definitely, absolutely. All these big much drilling men. Oh, yeah, I know. I don't know what's gone wrong, to be honest.
You remember Chris Morris on the Day Today when he used to do the thing with Jerry Adams.
Yeah.
When the news couldn't play Jerry Adams' voice. And
I don't remember that. You're obviously a bit older than me.
Was Chris Morris stood next to a massive canister of helium, and he had to keep on taking a breath before he could speak.
Yeah,
that's good.
Oh, that's good.
That is classic.
Anyway, so what I'm saying is, I had a guy called Daniel Crosby on the podcast a long time back. He's a psychological, writes about psychological investing and all that stuff. And he says sometimes you get scarred by your worst losses in the market, and then it'll shape the way you invest from that day forward. Yeah. But that can be a downfall. Now, Alan was saying he's going to de-risk, and you can't blame him, He just had a hit on helium-1. He said it's going to rise towards that. He said it's not nailed on, it's not a no-brainer. The Polarian FDA approval. I said, I agree that nothing is a no-brainer. And in fact, when I see people on Twitter saying, I've trucked a load, don't let people on Twitter say, I've just taken a few of those. They say that was shares. I've taken a few, you know. Yeah. What do you mean taken a few? You haven't taken any. You paid money for that share of the company, you know. And they say it's a no-brainer. No investment's a no-brainer. If you're saying that, you've probably got no brain. Because, you know, every investment carries risk, and that's why there's reward the other side as well. But
Alan is really psychological there because he's been hit by helium and now Xenon in Polarian. He's like, not another gas. I'm getting out of this.
To be fair, he wasn't. There was a bit of a bouncing back and forth between Justin and Alan, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Because he is a bit cautious now, isn't he?
Yes, and I said no. I don't blame you. You have to play it the way you want to play it, you know. But I think Polarian would be a fantastic business. Could be a global business. Could be massive.
But also, it's not. Although it is, I'd say it's probably a good bet that the FDA approval will come through. It's not guaranteed that the share price will go up afterwards. We've seen lots of times in the past when good news has come through and the reaction hasn't been what we've been expecting.
News.
Yeah. No. So I said, listen, you could do that, de-risk, and you may even be able to buy at the same level you sold out at anyway if it dips. But I think FDA approval means commerciality, and they don't need to raise cash. Last time it dipped on the phase 3 trials. I think this time you may have some funds coming in, you know, or some investors coming in, thinking, okay, now's the time. This is a good commission, because a lot of funds won't take a risk, the FDA risk. By the way, I did look at the broker's note and what they said about the FDA approval, and they said. And I agree completely with Alan saying no investment's a slam dunk. You know, it's not a risk-free pass. But I looked on the broker note, and they said risks. Until formal FDA approval of its drug device technology, Polarian remains a development stage life sciences company. And as such, the near-term risks lie in development and regulatory risks. There is a risk that ongoing COVID-related demands on the FDA's resources and related restrictions, manufacturers could delay the decision beyond the 5th of October. So they're saying, FDA is busy. We're busy, man. We're dealing with COVID, you know. And they said, and so, and this guy is going through all the files. When did you submit it? And they said, 12 months ago. Oh, it'll be 2 weeks' time. So, so it could be delayed because of that. But they say the more significant risk is if the FDA denies approval, in brackets, via issuance of a complete response letter, CRL, which would impact our investment case. However, so that can happen, right? However, we believe this event has been significantly de-risked by A, positive outcomes of 2 pivotal trials, the designs of which were pre-agreed with the FDA, of which form the basis for the application. So it's a collaborative agreement. The 2 pivotal trials, phase 2 and 3, plus the application to the FDA was done in collaboration with the FDA. B, the FDA's apparent comfort with the inert safety profile of inhaled 129 xenon gas, because that's also been passed in other trials and FDA approvals. And I think this is very important, the fact that the technology has been used in the market for some time and widely adopted by leading academic institutions in the pulmonary field, because you've got a lot of these institutions using, research models of Polarian's tech on patients and researching it. There's been over 100 peer-reviewed papers out there. I think that in itself, and also the fact that it's been designed, this application with the FDA and the trials has as well, I think that's significant. And then the broker said a 90% chance of things. So I think if you understand, people are now researching it and using it and publishing papers on it, like Oxford University, about long COVID. So it's already being used out there. The FDA are not worried about xenon gas. Now, the only reason why they did trials was because the gas element is a drug kind of thing, so a drug element of it. So they had to test that. There's no worry about the technology. It's not harmful in any way. In fact, the current technology is more harmful. So. I just think it's, I'm not going to say it's a no-brainer, but I think there's a very high probability of it passing. But what will happen with the share price? Like you say, it could rise, it could drop, rise to the news, then drop.
It'd be lovely if it just went up, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely if it was just a normal response, the response that you'd expect to good news. Share price goes up by like 30, 40, 50%, whatever. I don't care what, really. Just go up. That would be lovely.
Well, the broker...
How can we make that happen? Is there someone we can email?
The National Stock Exchange, I'll be in touch.
Yes.
I'll sort it out this week for you, mate.
Steve will text them tomorrow.
Yeah. Because who are these idiots that are going to sell on good news? Because there'll be some.
Yeah, I mean, traders worry, and I just had a text from Megan. We can't pump the tyre up or put the chain on. What's she talking about? I didn't realise 10 had
7 hours ago.
Yeah. What do you expect me to do?
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm doing a podcast. Is there any chance that the FDA approval will come any sooner? Not that I'm impatient, but why is it October the 5th or whatever?
I think there's a standard. They're going for a Hatch-Waxman protection as well, which means they've applied for exclusivity, which takes a bit longer. But I think it's a standard 12 months.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay.
They did try to push it through quicker, didn't they? When they got
but they shouldn't have done. I mean, they said they weren't going to go for that priority review because they weren't eligible for it, because you have to be a novel, a novel sort of a brand new sort of a drug in some way. And they had then, if they thought they were brand new, and they sort of are, but I mean, they'd had to have, in their phase 3 trials, they'd have had to have proved. Not just it was equivalent, but better than equivalent. So all they had to do was prove equivalence.
But I did agree with a bit with what Alan was saying, though, on the webinar this week, because he was saying, well, if they believed it was going to be greatly help, or going to be a big help with long COVID, why not push that priority through to get it kind of...
No, they can't, because technically it's not allowed. It's not allowed. They can't just break the rules. I mean, there's imagine FDA is all about sort of formal rules, and there's pages and pages and they can't just break the rules for one company, not the other. I suppose when there's a pandemic concern, there is priority review, and also there were new drugs anyway. Pandemic vaccines are new drugs, but xenon gas is not new. Technology, what they're doing, Plarian, is a little bit new, but it's not new drugs. It's not. They just can't. And also, the basis of their phase 3 trials, because they only had to prove equivalence. That means as good as current tech. That means it can't go priority review. If they'd have proved it was better than, apparently, which they didn't go for, because that would have been more expensive. I've got a lot more people in the clinical trials. So they technically couldn't apply for that. But someone did say, it's worth applying for it. I think it was a broker. I don't know who it was, actually. But they sort of knew they wouldn't get it, but they said there's no harm trying. No, I think someone from the FDA said there's no harm trying, but you probably won't get it. So they did try anyway, So, yeah.
That's all good news. So October for that one then.
Well, do you know what? I see the end of the year good for lots of stocks that we hold. Fine.
I just need it to happen quicker, that's all.
But why though, Pat? Why? That's the problem, see. You've got that dirty trader gene in you.
I'm just running out of money.
Yeah, he just owes a lot of money to people.
Just need some money.
How much?
So I need some of these to go up a bit.
Who do you need to pay off? What do you need? What do you need it for?
So I've got to remortgage my house in October, and I'd really like to move house.
October's fine. So I mean, you'll be one of the dirty traders. It'll rise before October.
No, I need to do it in October. So if I want to move house, I need to be thinking about that now. But I don't have the money to be able to do that because none of these stocks are moving anywhere positive.
But surely remortgage now, release some equity and put it into Polarian.
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Or you can do what those hackers did. You can do what those hackers did this week. They hacked a crypto network, Poly something network, for $600 million apparently. I don't know, oddly, cryptocurrencies really rallied strongly that day. And they've given like 300 million back. I think they've just taken a bit of profit and done that back. So, in fact, really good book by John Grisham about that. A guy who just upped and left with 90 million. Went to Brazil. They arranged to get caught pretty much because in the time he'd been gone 4 years, he made about 30% off that, and then he gave it all back plus some interest, and he was sort of let off, and he still was rich. So, is there any way, Pad, you can really leverage up? Really leverage up and go to put it in crypto.
God, can you imagine selling the house and sticking it all on the Ethereum or something, whatever it's called, and then just sitting back and oh man, there was a geezer who put his whole house on black at in Las Vegas, wasn't there? Did you see that?
No.
He sold his house.
How did he fit that on black?
Wow. He sold his house for $500,000 or whatever on black, and I think it come in. I think he did all right, but he was
double your money.
Obviously a little bit nervous on that spin.
Yeah. That one spin of the wheel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine? All gone, homeless.
What did he? What? And did he actually did it? Did he? He got, yeah. That's with casinos and that's the best way of gambling, isn't it? One hit out, leave it. My brother used to do that. He used to take his entire wage down to Le Croupier's in Cardiff.
No.
And one time just whack it all on a colour, a black or red.
Wow.
And a couple of times he was fine, double his money.
Yeah, more often than not, he wasn't.
No, he didn't tell me that times it didn't work out.
Exactly.
But, it seemed to go, but the longer you stay in a casino, the opposite, oddly. You see, that's why, listen, I just think with gambling, of course, people say, investing's gambling. See, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Well, it is, sort of. I mean, if you look at the definition of gambling, it's putting money down with the intention of getting more money, speculating to get more money. So that's what it is. But the odds are different, If you do your research, you can manipulate those odds to the point where they're odds on. And in fact, the longer you spend in a casino, the more chance you have of losing. But the longer you start investing in the market, the more chance you have of winning. That just shows you the odds are in your favour, investing against you in horse racing and betting and all that stuff, isn't it? So, yes, so Pat, hang on. But you don't need to. Why do you need to move before October? Why you need to remortgage or move? You're saying?
Yeah, my mortgage is up in October. So if I want to move without having to pay a penalty for early repayment, then that's the time to do it.
Okay. I reckon we're going to have some good news on Escape Hunt, I think. There's got to be some more venues coming up. There's been 2 or more coming online very soon. But I think there's got to be deals being done. Because, like I said, Richard used to be in the field of acquiring stores, that's for Pret a Manger. That was his gig. He used to do 1, 2 a week.
Oh, wow, he did it right then. There's literally one on every other shop in London.
Yeah. And so he used to do that on a regular basis. He knows about acquiring, but I'm hoping they do like a couple of deals or only one, because I think there's so many commercial landlords that are desperate for a bit of cash, a bit like you, Pad. And so if you're going to move, Paddy, you're going to move out of Croydon.
Yeah, probably. Maybe to the posh bit of Croydon.
Oh.
Yeah, South Croydon's nice. Or just out of London, yeah. It's time to think about where to spend the next few years, isn't it, really? And London is lovely, but I don't know, it's nice to be in the country as well.
Yeah, where in the country? Where are you thinking of, Pad? Next to Pete?
I don't know.
Wales?
No, it's got to be further than Pete. Yeah, because to try and get any sort of like size of land or property that's worthwhile, you've got to go quite far. So yeah, maybe I'd consider Wales or maybe back up to Scotland.
When you say back up to Scotland, have you ever lived there?
No.
I spent a weekend in Edinburgh a couple of times.
Say back up to Scotland. I know.
Back to my roots. All right, okay. You've been there twice.
I've been there, 3 times.
Okay.
4 times.
I've been there 3 times. I'm English, but yeah. I know you definitely are Scottish. Yeah, we've established that.
I can sense Paddy's has got. Just looking through, your WhatsApp message, you have got that sort of urgency of wanting something to happen.
The hourly update to the Valerian price?
Yeah. So what's happening to the price? It's going down. Why is it going up? Yeah. Why is it moving? Oh, so you can't rush it. It's like in fact.
I do feel though that I have been very patient with this. I've what are we now like? We must be to year 5.
Up to what point?
Well, with the whole process of investing, like I stuck some money in. It was when I was working, so it must be like 5 years ago, and that's the pot of money that I'm still working with.
In what?
In all the ones you recommended back then, that then turned out to be duffs.
No, you went no. Paddy went on his own way. You started investing in your own stuff for a bit, didn't you? In literally high risks of I don't know, was it Imu Farm or something like that, or one of those things? And
you recommended that.
It never did. Never held that. Never held that, did I? Buffett says, right? I in fact, someone on the Discord chat group there kept putting that emoji where it's someone sleeping, boring is in stock. And I just tweeted out that thing. Warren Buffett says, successful investing takes time, discipline, and patience. No matter how great the talent or effort, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. That's Buffett said. So
give that a try.
Yeah. It's worth trying, I think. Yeah.
So, Pad, what are you going to, like, so say everything goes up a little bit in October, are you going to sell everything out and then put it into a house, and then you can still going to keep some invested, or what?
No, well, I just need these. I mean, this pot of money is just not really grown, so it's grown, but it's not grown to an amount that's actually useful. I basically need a useful amount to chuck into the pot of this house purchase,
right.
So that because the way my employment's worked over the last couple of years, I'm not actually getting paid that regularly. So the mortgage advisor's like, I can't really help you. So I need some money basically from somewhere.
But selling a property in Croydon and buying one in Scotland must be in your favour, surely, in terms of value.
Absolutely. I'm just not on paper at the moment. I'm not a great bet for a mortgage company unless I can chuck some more money into the pot as a deposit.
Yeah.
So I could just do with if the escape hunt geezer can get his act together and help out the share price there, that would be much welcomed.
You're just going to sell, aren't you? That's the trouble. You're just going to sell.
No, I want to take some out if I can. Get it into the mortgage, then that will then give me the ability to earn some income some other way and allow me to reinvest again in the future.
Well, some of those little cryptos got by a couple of 100% in one day.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You just got to find the small ones. Look at the chart, sit and wait, and it'll get ramped sooner or later, and then you sit back and then take a profit. But it could go down 100% as well. That's trouble.
Yeah. Little cryptos. Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Yeah.
I am tempted to get into crypto just for a bit of excitement because
I just wish it was available on the same app. That annoys me that you can't do it in H&L. It confuses me why you can't do it in there. That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not an exchange, and it's a coin exchange. I know what you mean.
It's not regulated, I think, is it? So I can't. But look, you see, I've sent you my link for Coinbase. I get £7 if you click that.
Well, he loves a freebie, doesn't he?
Yeah. I've already got an account. I've had an account for years, but I don't know. I don't understand enough about it. It really confuses me, and the app is not particularly intuitive.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does understand a lot about it. Everything is the future. That's why, it's it goes up like crazy. It's all on hope and hype, and then because some of these companies have no revenue whatsoever. I don't know what cash they've got. They're not a business you can analyse. That's why the businesses I invest in, I'm not going to mess around with because I know what they're doing, and I know they're improving. I know the value's decent. I have no idea what's going on with crypto. They just go up and down like crazy.
No, yeah, exactly.
It's like a casino on acid. It really is. It's sort of casino on magic mushrooms. In fact, every coin you could think there's a name for one. There's one look on on my Coin Market Cap. It's called Pawn Coin or something ridiculous, and they're now launching a cat version of that Dogecoin. They're trying to tune into that kind of thing. There's all different kind of meme stocks in there. It's like a crazy sort of cartoon, almost a gambling den for kids, isn't it? It's like nuts, really.
Who sets them up? Is it just?
I have no idea.
Random dorks.
They just produce a white paper. So we're issuing some coins, and people get into it. And the thing is, I tell you what does well, but it's annoying, is when Coinbase is one of the. It's more the most respect. In fact, amongst crypto traders, people don't like Coinbase. They say, no, that's for the mainstream, Coinbase. But Coinbase is a listed company. It's got a certain amount of respectability to it. And when they don't list all the coins on there, they're not allowed. I mean, I think Coinbase do a bit of research, and when they find a coin has enough liquidity and it's not a fraud in some way, and that they like it, it's got a decent project, they'll list it on their platform. Then there's a huge surge when that gets announced. So people actually invest in coins that they expect to be listed on Coinbase because they're on other platforms first, and then they go to Coinbase, and they massively. In fact, I this week I was invested. I took a punt in something called Farm was the ticker, but it's called Harvest. Harvest yield, pretty much. And what it does is, because some of these coins pay yields, so it just halves all the best yields around. So I quite like that. And the picture, the icon, is a cartoon farm on a tractor. And it went up by 127% on Thursday.
Wow.
I know. So and then I think it ended up by 60%, and the next day went at 24%. It was like all over the place. But it's like because I haven't got a lot in there, the volatility doesn't bother me, And if one does go to the moon, I don't say, oh, jump out. My strategy for that is actually if it doubles, I'll sell and I'll look for another small one that's not gone nuts on the chart and put into that and then. On loads of
what are you selecting them based on? Just their icons and the names?
Well, I read into them.
Yeah.
They're all quite viable if you read all of them. They're all like DeFi finance. A lot of them based on Ethereum. Ethereum's the one that all the decentralized apps are based on. Like Bitcoin is just the big one. In fact, the volume for the first time ever for Ethereum was bigger than Bitcoin this week. So I think, and a very good analogy was like they said that Bitcoin is like Netscape. And Ethereum's like Google, it's that's the advantage. So some all smart contracts, all just decentralized apps are based on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, sorry, not Bitcoin. So I think Ethereum is the one that's going to be big next. But there's also some other competitors to Ethereum as well. But literally, I look at chart. All you can go on is technical analysis on charts and make sure what's spiked at the moment or if it's spiked. But if I see one that's gone nuts and come back a bit. And I know there's a lot of volume gone through it, and there's a lot of potential there to spike again. But you've got to time it. It's like trading in sort of resource companies that are going to rally sooner or later. Really, it's a bit like that. The liquidity, the volume going through these, even the small cryptos, is amazing. It's huge amounts of volume going through them. A lot more than small caps on AIM. So there's definitely a market for it, massive market for it. But I don't know, Paddy. I mean, short of doing a bank heist or taking out a loan, I don't know what you can do to get money fast. How did you get money fast, anyone? What would you do if you needed money fast, Pete, Steve? What would you do? What can you do?
It comes down to risk and reward, doesn't it? So it's the higher the risk, generally speaking, the higher the reward, but equally the bigger the loss potential. So anything high risk. There you go.
Say you go to the casino, as I said, your brother did. You just take it on black or red and double your money. But 50-50, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just do some more high risk stuff. Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is, you need to manipulate the odds. So, as I said, the best rewards on the stock exchange are micro caps, but they come with big risk. But you can, manipulate that. By doing research, make sure the company has cash, make sure they've got revenue, they're heading towards profitability, it's in a hot sector, all that kind of stuff. It's growing and it's reasonably valued at the moment. All that can sway the odds in your favour massively. So what you want to look for is big reward where the risk isn't so big, so you can get multiples of your money. But I don't know.
But it's easy to get carried away thinking, right, this is going to be it, and it all going wrong, and you're just not,
exactly.
It's just, and then hindsight, so I should have just stayed in those five
I'm quite
stocks.
Content with the ones I've got. I just, I just wouldn't mind them to just get on with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm the same. It is a bit frustrating because we're in these stocks. I'm in one or two others as well, but it's just, that's what I say, you need a bit of excitement, and I probably do need something like crypto or something just to have a little bit of to feed that kind of... that addiction, I suppose, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, but
a little fiddle around the edges.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm tinkering with crypto, because it is so hard. If you are like an active investor like I am, it's so hard to do nothing. And that's the hardest thing of all. But do you know what? Generally, if you invest in good companies that are growing at reasonable value, they'll do well. But if it's sit there and do nothing is hard. I keep going back to that stat, which is phenomenal, from Fidelity, that showed dead people and inactive accounts outperformed active accounts all the time.
Yeah.
Because we are born to tinker on the edges. As humans, we're born to do something. Just doing nothing is really hard, and it's about patience. But that old saying is, if you try and get rich quick, you end up getting poor quick. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you can't rush it.
And the thing with it is that you can't, unfortunately, you cannot set the time frame. So you got your mortgage thing in October's in your mind or whatever, but you just, unfortunately, you're unable to influence.
Hang on, I got it.
Right.
Pad, you're not a bad shaped fella.
Right. There we go.
OnlyFans. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'd do that. If I thought there was a market for this, I would do it.
There is. You've got to have an edge, though. You've got to do something, do something, keep some red socks on or something, I don't know what. Something a bit quirky,
That's another option.
Listen, give it a go. If I didn't see it, you start up an account on OnlyFans, then you don't want it enough. That's what I'm thinking. If you want it, Pat, if you really want it, you just set up that account. You're a good shape, you're a good looking fella, you're quite buff, you keep looking after yourself. I'm sure, I don't know, maybe...
What's the revenue model on that? I don't understand it.
Well, but basically, people have to see, to see Pad, it maybe on his bike, just wearing socks, on a turbo trainer. And that'd be cracking, Pad. Almost like, fitness thing, right? Today I'm going to do 5 miles, quick sprint on a turbo trainer. Just you wearing nothing apart from socks. Just taking it really seriously as like one of these Peloton. Come on, let's go! And literally you see things flapping about. But you keep it saying, that's it, good workout again, guys, good workout. Thanks very much. And you get a whole class of people on bikes wearing nothing but socks.
I'd be surprised if anyone was into that. I've got to be honest.
I'm going to say, I'm out actually.
If you picture the Dragon's Den, they'd have to fuzz out a couple of bits, wouldn't they? And say, you walk in there, the doors open, the lift's open, and you're standing in your socks and your bike.
Oh, we're out.
Yeah, we're out. Socks. Just call it like socks appeal. Yeah. Hey.
There you go.
Something, I don't know.
I'll put it on the list. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. All right.
We helped you out, Notepad. Yeah.
We'll become a social media guru. I heard someone the other day, right, on LinkedIn doing a video about being a social media guru, and they're saying, I work with online business owners who help them grow their online presence. And I looked at them, they didn't even have the maximum followers on LinkedIn. I looked on Twitter, they had like a couple of hundred followers. I thought, if you are a social media guru, sure you should have a few followers, shouldn't you? I mean, to show you can do it,
Yeah.
Rather than say, I can help you build your presence online. No, but you haven't built your presence online, so what the heck are you talking about? But anyway, any other... I know it's quite late, but any other observations?
Yeah, that's plenty, isn't it?
But one more thing. Oh, by the way, TV recommendations. I'm watching Cocaine Cowboys. Yeah. Have you watched that?
Very good. I saw that, actually, advertised.
Yeah. No, it's quite good. They're doing the late 80s, early 90s. It's like these Cuban guys in Miami. And they're basically speedboat racers, but they're literally dealing in loads of cocaine. And they go... It's nuts, just as they put themselves out there on TV, pretend they're doing a world speedboat race. And as far as I can see, it's about 3 of them. That's all they'd made up this, but they were on TV, and they had loads of money, and just all sorts falling apart. But I'm sort of partway through it. But it's interesting how people like that thinking, "Are you nuts? Why are you drawing so much attention to you?" And they had so much money, talking millions and millions. They'd spend literally, 50 grand in a nightclub easy in a couple of hours, move on to the next thing, and just chuck your money away. Because they said one of the problems with drug dealing, you don't know, Pad. You don't know what to do with the money. It's so much money. You don't know what to do with it, and you can't launder. It's really hard to launder that amount of money. And in fact, there's a thing in Wolf of Wall Street. And they were trying to strap, money to their bodies to get it out of the country because there's too much of it.
Pablo Escobar famously buried money, didn't he? Literally just gathered so much cash. Yeah.
But, But you know what I'm just thinking? I don't know if you saw Blue Jay Mining this week. Did you see that?
No.
Blue Jay Mining's, is it AIM? I think it's AIM. But they do ilmenite and all this in Greenland and all this place. They've had on the podcast loads of times. They released an RNS this week, right? And this is why people like resort stocks. But this is the cracker. It said, Blue Jay Mining, right? JV with Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos backed company. You think, what? Ooh. So not only that, is Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Ray Dalio is also a billionaire, and I think Jack Ma was. They've started a company called Cobalt Minerals, or Cobalt Metals, it's called, and they're using AI and the best scientists to find battery critical elements and all that stuff. But they've hooked up with Blue Jay. And I think they're going to put 11 million into it. But even that title is amazing. And I said to someone, you've got to understand that when Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and all these people put money into stuff, they've got 1 million investments, pretty much. They've got so much money They need to put it somewhere, you know? They need to be, and they don't care if, and that's the difference between a private investor and a fund. A fund can invest in 100 companies. We have to be a bit more discerning. Just because a fund invests in something and the fund has done quite well doesn't mean we should jump in as well, because they can, you know, afford a couple of failures, you know? And they've got so much money, these guys. And I was saying, I don't know if Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos actually know that much. They obviously know about cobalt metals, but it's just basically they're advised on it to invest in lots of different companies anyway. And I bet if you look at all the companies that Bill Gates invested in, it's thousands and thousands, you know. So, but that headline doesn't get better than that, does it? That's gone up by about 40-50% this week. But JV with Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos backed company. That's amazing. But you're always thinking about that money, right? People. And someone said to me, "Who was that?" I said, "No, I don't know who it was." But they said the key is to knowing when you have enough, you know, because everyone thinks the more money you have, the more money you want. And like those drug dealers, the more money, then you just got into trouble because they're too big, you know. But Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, both of them are now divorced, aren't they? Both of them, you know. So if they were that happy, if those billions made them that happy and their family that happy, why have they broken up with their wives?
Good point.
So money doesn't buy happiness, Pad.
They're probably just really boring people.
Yeah.
I imagine.
But when you got
their wives have probably just gone, you know what, you're really dull.
But when you got money, you just seem interesting, don't you? Because
no, well, I think I feel those two probably just work all the time. They're probably just not doing anything fun.
Yeah, but he reads books as well a lot, doesn't he?
Don't you think it's the other way? It's that they're absolutely really hard work. You know, they're really hard to actually live with, and you know, because they are extreme people, aren't they? Extreme characters.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, I think like I don't know if you watched that documentary on Bill Gates, but he goes to that little house that he just reads books in all the time. You're thinking, well, it doesn't look like a family man
Drinks
to me.
lots of Coca-Cola constantly.
Yeah. Well, and Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, to be honest, doesn't have a huge, massive house, and he drives an old car that he doesn't care. And he says, he jokes sometimes, that he wouldn't eat anything a 5-year-old wouldn't eat. So literally eats burgers and
just constant
cherry
buffets.
Coke. He likes it, you know. So
only ever eats from a buffet.
Yeah. But exactly, yeah, he does. Yeah, buffet. Yeah, but he did that joke. I said to him a few times.
If I was Warren Buffett, I would definitely only eat buffets.
Yeah. Why do you think I got my name? My great-great-granddaddy invented the buffet.
Have like a constant buffet all day on the side, just ready to go.
Yeah. When you get to my state of wealth, you can afford a buffet all day long. Refreshed every second. Yeah. No, life is a buffet. Anyway, any TV recommendation, boys? Anything at all?
No. I watched Heist actually on Netflix. That was quite good. That's like a true crime documentary drama thing.
What's it about?
I think there's different ones. It's 2 shows or a couple of shows per heist. But the one I was watching was a Vegas casino. Yeah, robbing.
I saw that. Yes, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it a true story thing?
Yeah, true story. And it like a couple that did it. And then went on the run. And
no, I saw the one where they nicked the security guards who go to the casinos and pick up all the money. And she was a security guard van driver, wasn't she?
Yeah,
and literally, the 2 guys went off to drop some cash off and pick some off. And
she drove off with $3 million.
Yeah. And they went on the run for years. And the guy, what happened to? Did he? No, she give herself up or something? Or
she ultimately gave herself up and spent some time in jail. Well, spoiler alert, if anyone's going to watch it.
She said it was never comfortable, was it? The guy she was with, a bit of obviously a sociopath, didn't care. He started carrying on straight away, had a threesome with her, but he didn't really care. But she said you could never relax. You're always looking over your shoulder because you're on the news, and she was wanted. And even though she had a decent bit of cash, she said you could never ever relax. And
exactly, yes.
Yeah, so it's knowing when to be happy, boys, isn't it? That's the key to happiness.
Yeah,
knowing, I think maybe Pad, that house there is just perfect for you. You know, do you like Croydon? Why do you need to move? You don't need to move, do you?
I want some land.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
There's no land here.
Oh yeah, okay.
I wouldn't mind some land. Right, I don't know what I do with it, but yeah. I do. I'd like to build a house. I love grand designs. Do you? I would like to build my own house of my own design.
Yeah, exactly.
with wall to
Some
wall.
little cabins by a lake as well. You know, it's nice to have some land.
Where are you going to get that from?
Land? I'll buy it. That's the point.
Cabin by a lake. That's quite expensive, though. Anything near water these days is very expensive, unless it's obviously flood water. That's not good.
Well, on my land, I'll just build a lake.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So that'll, yeah.
Lovely. Right, anything else, boys? Anything else worth talking about?
No, that's enough. That's enough for people, isn't it?
25 Justin. I want to go to bed.
Bed? You're bed. I'm up early as well, Pad. You know, don't worry about that. I get up early. You know, in fact, I text normally, WhatsApp group. No one texts for a while. You're the first to text. Then Pete and Steve crawl to bed about sort of 8, just after, you know.
What time do you get up? You get up at like 10 to 9 or something crazy. What's going on?
Who? Steve?
Pete?
Me? No, I get up at 6:30.
Yes.
I don't really look at my phone until about 7:30 or 8, probably.
Oh yeah, that one, eh? Steve, you're late. You lying, didn't you?
No, I get up at 6:30.
What? You said you didn't know when the RNSs came out a while back.
Well, I don't. I still don't.
What do you think? Who are these strange men? Who are these strange people texting me at 7:00 in the morning? I didn't know Europa Metals, huh? Oh, I do. That's who I own. Yeah, I own that. Right. Marvellous. All right. Speak you next week. Hopefully I'll be back to normal next week. No West Wales,
Hopefully.
no camping.
Oh, good. I've been looking forward to that.
And I'll prepare something for the podcast, all right?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.